Hey church, Pastor Vaughn coming to you this afternoon. Just real briefly, I have a couple things that I want to speak to you about. Number one, thank you so much for praying for me this week and for my back. It's getting better day by day. I can tell each day that I've woke up, the last few days, it's getting stronger. So I know God's hearing your prayers, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of Kim's heart, thank you for praying for my back. It's such a blessing to know that you've got a church that loves you enough to pray. Something that's been on my heart the last few weeks, and just recently I realized it was on several people's heart, is we have several evangelists come to our church each and every year, and they have invested in our church in many ways. A lot of those evangelists are also pastors. So during this time, they're continuing to get a salary and to get a paycheck each week. But I have a few friends that are in full-time evangelism. And those are not only friends of mine, but they're also friends of yours. They're people that have invested their entire life into helping churches like ours grow in the fear and the admonition of God and encourage pastors across our nation. I have really been heavy-hearted for these two particular families. And last night, one of the deacons actually texted me and said, "Do you have such and such's phone number?" And I said, "I sure do. Is everything okay?" And he said, yeah, that God had laid him on his heart and he wanted to help him a little bit during this time. Now, these particular families that I'm going to share with you, both of them, I know for a fact, have got the entire month of April canceled. They had bookings for Sunday mornings and revivals every day this month that had been canceled. Now, unlike us and unlike the nation, they're not able to get a government bailout. They have nobody to step up and help them if God's people do not. Now, you know we don't come to you asking for money, and I'm going to personally contribute to this fundraiser, but we want to do a fundraiser just for these two families. One of them is Heath and Shane Williams, and they just had a little baby by the name of Parker, and you know Emery. Heath has preached for us on a few occasions, but Heath has invested a lot in our church that no one knows about. Heath was the tent director for the Burlington revivals in 2016 and 2017. He was the tent director for CTM in Bristol, Virginia for that revival. He is the camp coordinator for Camp Awanata, Arise Camp. He has done a tremendous amount of work and labor and praying for CT Townsend Ministries as they go in to invest into us each and every year. And it's because of people like Heath that CT is able to travel this nation and do what he does. And Heath, in the shadows, has had a great impact on our church. That's one family that God has laid on my heart. Now, I'm going to invest in these families, but I would like to have an opportunity set aside just for you to be able to invest in these families. The second family is Brent and Katie. You know Brent and Katie and Camry and Caroline. Now, these are families that are in full-time evangelism. Now, Brent last week was actually diagnosed with COVID-19. He had been quarantined and he'd been very, very sick. And I know for a fact that it was the sickest he has ever been. I spoke with Brent and he said, "Preacher," he said, "we're doing okay." He said, "God's people are stepping up and really helping us during this time." And I'm going to allow you to have an opportunity to invest into these two families. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a link sent out where you can click on the link, and everything that you give, whether it's $5 or $500 for this particular offering, you'll be able to click on Evangelist offering, click on that, and everything that you give to that offering is going to go divided to these two families. So I want you to pray about it. If you don't have to give, and I understand this is a hard time for people, I want you to pray for Heath and Shane and Brent and Katie and those babies. You know, for the next month, we are for sure they're not getting a paycheck and they're not getting a government bailout, and they still have bills. And it's dependent upon God's people to step up and help families like these two that I know have had a personal impact on my ministry, on my family's life, and on the church life at Victory Baptist Church. So pray about that, especially pray for these families and pray for the other evangelists and missionaries in our nation that are not getting government funding and government bailouts, that are dependent upon you and me to help them during this time. You'll see a link come through shortly, and if you would like to give, just message me at 828-234-1677, and we'll send you an address to where you can mail a check specifically for this fundraiser. Church, God bless you.